In live. Hope you're having a terrific day. Mine's starting out just perfect. Got some really good affirmative actions from individuals who were on the sidelines, and it's going to be a great relationship that I'm going to start to build. So, anyways, with that said, hopefully your day only gets bigger, better, and more enjoyable. So, let me start out with the main subject, which is optimizing your LinkedIn opportunity, primarily to either build monetization or thought leadership. So, how do you do that? How do you get to being better than you are today after all the time you've spent getting to where you are? And in most cases, I find people plateau because they optimize their LinkedIn opportunity to the extent that they can, and they just continue to work it at that point instead of continually evolving. And the key is with evolution is to start somewhere, recognize changes that are taking place around you, and making those proper adjustments in order to accommodate them and continue to move to the next level. Well, everything starts with people on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a people network, primarily professional, hopefully. And basically, it's about how do you attract people? How do you connect with people? How do you ultimately have conversations and interactions with people? And then the big question that most people don't answer is how to monetize. How do you make money for the time you invest on LinkedIn? And most people don't value their time enough on LinkedIn. You know, if you were working somewhere, eventually you would keep track of your hours and determine, are you getting paid? Well, most people don't want to learn that answer because I believe they already know that answer, which is no. And, you know, some people get to LinkedIn for, let's say, business intent or thought leadership intent and get caught up in the socialization, get caught up in the superficial aspects of it, get caught up with people that aren't authentic. You know, there's so many landmines on LinkedIn that, you know, the benefit of learning what works by people who are actually doing it and working it is like night and day from stumbling and bumbling and figuring it out on your own, because it's too big of an opportunity for any one person. So the idea is not, do you need to collaborate, but with who and for what reason? And I think that's part of optimizing, is getting alignment before you connect. My rule of connection is, if you wouldn't have a phone call right after they accept your connection request, don't do it. You already have a self-limiting situation, and it's not fair to the other person not knowing that you really don't want to continue beyond just, you know, wink, wink, nod, nod. And that's no way to build a business, because it's not sustainable and it's not duplicatable. So first step towards optimization is find the right people who are aligned and working with people that you can learn from as well as teach. You know, LinkedIn is a reciprocal type opportunity, and it's basically two-step. You take a step, I take a step. Nobody's going to take two steps. So with that said, moving on from people and how you need to be aligned with them is really, how do you attract them? And the best way to attract them is to be able to audition. And an audition really turns out to be bringing more value than you're looking to receive, giving without expecting to receive, and continually adding more and more value, because the price you have to pay is the time that they're going to take away from something else, and the thought and the interest that was already being applied. No one has more time. It's really a matter of how you use your time, how you value your time, and how you continue to get value yourself from your time. So anyways, with that said, we've covered people. Now we're talking about content. Content is really about who you are, and it's not so much of how you make people think, but how do you make people feel? They come for what you offer, but they stay for you if the you bring is the you they could really benefit from and see value in collaboration. So you're always aiming to get bigger, better, faster with better people, not more people. You're better off doing more business or more interaction with less people because you can focus, you can really expand and scale. And the other thing is, you're more committed. So with that, what's the next step to optimization? Well, I know what we're doing now is the best thing going on LinkedIn, which is LinkedIn Live. And I'm looking for more guests. I'm actually adding 3 more shows next week because instead of just having a Zoom, why not get to know each other in front of others and everybody can learn from it? And that saves more time. So I'm all into cost and operational and time efficiencies while really focusing on the people side. I'm just so excited to bring old school, solid strategy to new LinkedIn cool opportunity. And it's such a great blend. And to get more people with you to continue to build diversity and expand reach, because everybody has a different demographic. When you combine one on one like that, you turn out to get 3 or 4. So synergies based on collaboration, based on leveraging more of LinkedIn when you bring more people into it is key. The other thing is relevancy. People don't have time to waste like we've talked about, and aligned people want to stay relevant with what it was that you 2 or 3 or more combined for in the first place. And the other thing I think that's really starting to turn the corner, especially for me, is looking for more and more ways to bring value. Don't worry about what you're making. Focus on what you're doing, and what you're doing is doing for others. Because just out of, let's say, guilt or selfishness, people will have to continue to reward you if they're getting more than what they're putting out. And that's the key. Undersell, over deliver, be accessible. I've been doing LinkedIn every day now for about 6 months. I've been posting every day for 3 years. It just becomes part of me, and I become part of it. And here's the thing that really relates to content, which will make you more optimized, is really looking back at what you used to do to where you are. Most people don't give themselves enough credit for the success that they've achieved. They haven't taken inventory on their connections, on their knowledge, on their really value that they brought. It may not have been monetized, but it was real, and it wouldn't have happened without them. And once you can do that, you build context and perspective. People are too tough on themselves on LinkedIn. It's a long game. People have very little patience, and they want immediate results. Well, that's not a good formula for something that's going to continue to be sustainable and duplicatable. And that's what I'm focused on, is really leveraging what LinkedIn offers, not changing it, shortcutting it, automating it. I mean, that's for people who don't want to do it the right way themselves. So anyways, with that said, hopefully you can take some of this, and more importantly, take the blend of it. Take the message, which is give more value, give yourself more time, forgive yourself more often, and continue to reach out for people who, when you build or complement or even contrast with them, it brings much greater value than they would have had without you. And that justifies their outreach. When you reach out to connect, when you reach out to converse, when you reach out to collaborate, you want to already have it baked in, right? That says, hey, here's what I've got. Here's what it's worth. Here's what it costs. How can you lose? That's where you want to be, because success is an attitude. Once you get that attitude, they say it's never your words, it's your music people listen to. So if you're into it and you're sincere and authentic and have high integrity, LinkedIn is perfect for you, but you have to be proactive. You have to take all these, let's say, elements into consideration and thought. And then you need to transform them with the part that's only you, which is your voice. So anyways, that'll have to take place on another LinkedIn Live. I'm trying to keep these kind of tight. I respect your time. Hopefully you can get some value out of this. If you want to work closer with me, check out doncohenconsulting.com. Always happy to, have comments. I see Giles is with us. Kina, I hope I pronounced that right. Thank you, from Nigeria. So anyways, that's our guest today. Thank you again. Share it with others and look forward to our next